Hi friends, in the last video slide presentations, I said that regression is a parametric technique. Okay, fine. So what does parametric means? Parametric means numerals, fine. And then there are certain assumptions also which are necessary, and that is the reason why we call them as parametric. So first let's see how the entire flow is going on. Independent variables, dependent variables. Then I said that yes, there has to be certain predictions. However, in order to make those predictions, I need to go ahead and see what those assumptions are. And these assumptions are coming from where? From the data set itself. That means I have to focus, observe my I should say IDVs, that is independent variables on one hand, on the other side dependent variables, and I need to understand what kind of assumptions are present, and this thing would be coming into us only through observations, and that is the reason why we will see later on, like Neeraj sir or CP Gupta sir, they always say the first thing that you have to do it is go and draw the linear equation. The best technique, they said, is either through SPSS or using the Excel. Now I always used to wonder, I was very naive, I'm being very honest, I never knew all these things, and people can call me Dumbo, I don't care, because my honesty has led me right now wherever I have learned about it, and I know how much of hard work I have done to understand, okay, is this why the thing is coming in. I know what line equation is. Being a student in 10th standard, I know in my geometry classes I drew that one, slope, intercept. However, that understanding was very different, and the understanding that I really wanted to learn right now, I'm able to understand because of my these workshops and the kind of training that I have got through R or Python also. So we will see what these assumptions are and how to understand them and go further with the things that are required. So we will have to understand what these assumptions are and looking at our own data set also side by side. Now given this, so how is the flow that I need to proceed further? Remember, these are exactly the points, and these are now glued on my brain. Like I don't have to really work hard more right now to understand about the regression. I have the data set, number one, variables, dependent, independent, both. Then I identify which one is the continuous variable. Now, if I'm able to identify my variables, which are the continuous ones, I know that these are going to be the dependent ones. Then independent, I know. Immediately I'll come to know which are the independent, that is IDVs. I'm able to classify IDVs and DVs. Then, check out with the assumptions one by one, which we will see. But before that, we need to understand certain things and then link it with the assumptions so that you don't have to buy hard. I'm very bad when somebody tells me you have to learn like a parrot, tat tat tat. No, I cannot do that. You are a human being, try to understand. And just because we are human beings, we need to understand. So check out with the assumptions one by one. If all the assumptions are met, try to remember, we can proceed further with regression technique, and then we have got these amazing results in front of us. Then the level of prediction, we can proceed further, though the differences are there, and we will see those differences later on. Then if assumptions are not met, this is the flow that I have got. If assumptions are met, well and good, I can proceed further, regression, sim, path analysis, and I can go ahead more than that also. If assumptions are not met, remember, you cannot proceed further with the regression. Okay, then what am I supposed to do? I cannot do any kind of a prediction. That's one thing. And I have got the difficulties with the accuracy. So that means that have I reached to the dead end? And I'm seeing only the jungle in front of me, as we see in the movies, that yes, now the car is halted with a brick, the screeching brake sound is there. Either I see that yes, if I move one bit also side by side, I'm going to jump, the entire car will enter into that valley, and then we are lost totally. Or I'm inside, looking into the jungle, and I know if I enter the jungle, coming out of it is very difficult. So what do we do with these difficulties to get the accurate? So there are certain things which we will see later on, how to take care of it and how to understand them also side by side. So these things, again, I'm reiterating: one, data set has to be there in front of you. Two, identify the variables. That means what? And immediately from these variables, check out which are the continuous variables. Now that is the hint that has to be given to you. You don't even have to work hard. You know which are the continuous one and how the relationship is being there in this continuity of the variables. So you classify them as IDVs and DVs. Now I'm using those abbreviated forms: IDVs for independent and DVs for the dependent variables. Check out with the assumptions which are present one by one. If all the assumptions are met, we know we can proceed further with the regression. And trust me, there are 64 varieties of it. Choice is yours, depending upon what kind of test you want to apply on your data set. You can proceed further and check out with the level of predictions and proceed further. If assumptions are not met, I'm not going to proceed further. I can just stop there. I cannot make the prediction. However, can I do rework on them in order to get the accurate thing and remove the difficulties one after the other. So this is how you are going to understand and see the relationship present from your data set, moving to assumptions, and then entering the zone of the regression. So remember these things, and let me come back with one more video of mine wherein I'm going to discuss more about the regression. Till then, thanks and bye.